What's up, everybody? David from Pro Do Flippers here. Today I'm going to talk to you about stuff that I often find at estate sales. So basically it's things that I find, things that maybe you can kind of look out for if you have some estate sales in your area. I think that pretty much everybody will have some estate sales in their areas. And you may find estate sales in a few different ways. So I'll quickly kind of cover how I find estate sales or the types of estate sales, I should say, that I go to find items. So one would just be basic, and which maybe is the best, is which a family just might have a garage sale type estate sale where they just go and the family is there running it. Nothing is really priced, or if it's priced at like garage sale type prices. That's probably the best way to go to an estate sale. If you can find ones like that, you just find much better bargains, and often the family just wants to get rid of the stuff and doesn't want to deal with it. And the alternative to doing that for them is to just donate everything or something. So those are probably the best ones to get the highest profit. Then you also have like professional estate sale companies that run estate sales, and that's typically when the family will hire out a company or an agency or a person to go in and run the sale for them, and they will do. Typically, those people who are running the estate sales will do the research and price things individually. And then they will hold it over like a 2 or 3 day period, possibly. And they will typically price stuff quite a bit higher, but you can still find deals on some things that maybe they just don't think about pricing higher, or they don't have enough time to research everything. And then still things can possibly be negotiable depending on the estate company. And what I see in my area is at least that by the second day or the third day, they're drastically reducing the prices. So like maybe they're 25% off the second day and half off the third day or something like that. But so that's another way. And so maybe the third way I find in my area, at least, is that they will the family might just take everything to an auction, and an auction company might auction off their stuff. So those can be really good too, especially if they lot things into groups, and you can get the lot, and then you end up getting the individual items fairly cheap. So, but basically, I'm just going to go over 10 of my recent sales that I've had on eBay for items that I found at estate sales. I will kind of show you right up here the sale itself, and then like I said, I'll just talk about how much I paid for it, and maybe which type of estate sale I found that, and then how much it sold for. So I'll just go down the list. These are going to be kind of like in reverse chronological order, starting with a sale I had today. And so that first sale is this. These are the Pendleton Pillows. So if you don't know about the company Pendleton, they make a lot of, you can find wool jackets or wool shirts, and they're fairly in demand, I would say, on eBay, and the prices go fairly well. So I saw these pillows at this auction, or this estate sale was an auction online. So I did my bidding online, and then I went and picked up the items in person. So I paid. So here you can see that I sold them this pair of pillows for $135 shipped. I did buy these in a lot. So the lot included these 2 pillows, which is what I really wanted, as well as 2 other pillows and a couch. And so it turns out that I drove out of town to pick up this stuff. I wasn't really wanting the couch, but I thought, well, I'm sure I could sell it. It was a leather couch. It was like a tan leather couch. But when I got there, the house was pretty crowded. It cramped. It was going to be a pain in the butt to get that couch out. So I gave the couch away. I probably could have, if I would have taken the time to get it out of there, loaded up my truck and taken it home, I'm sure I could have got $80 to $100 pretty easy on Facebook Marketplace. But I really just didn't want to deal with it that day. I was in and out of there very quick because I left the couch. So I didn't get that. The other 2 pillows we put on Facebook Marketplace for like $25, I think. I don't know that they've sold yet, but we did sell these pillows already for $135. So got all our money back and a little bit of profit so far. If the other pillows sell, that's great. And then I did buy a couple other lots at this same estate sale auction, and one of those is coming up, I think, number 3 on the list. So that's the first one. The next one is this hat. I do really well with vintage hats. I love selling vintage hats. I love selling hats in general. I love wearing hats in general. As you can see, as from pretty much all my videos, I'm always wearing a hat. But this hat was part of a lot of hats at an auction. No, I take that back. This one wasn't. This one was at a recent estate sale. I showed up. For whatever reason, not very many people showed up to this one compared to what they usually do. And in our town, estate sales are pretty popular that are run by the estate sale companies. And they will have like maybe 20 to 40, 50 people waiting in line for when the house opens up. So there was two on this day, and this one started an hour earlier than the other one, and it was on the other side of town. So maybe that's why I was about, I think maybe eighth or ninth in line. Anyway, I went in the house, went into one of the bedrooms, and on there was like a card table that had probably 130 hats on it, and so they were all pretty much vintage hats. And so as quickly as I could go through those hats, I just started pulling ones aside that I wanted to buy. They were asking $2 a piece for these hats. I ended up with, I think, about 30 something of them, close to 30. Anyway, this was one of them. As you can see in the picture, if you can tell, this hat was really dirty. But anyway, look for American-made hats. Look for K brand or K products, patches, snapbacks. There's a little bit to learn, I guess, about selling vintage hats. But anyway, this one sold for $55. I paid $2 for it. All right, let's go to number 3. So this one was the same auction estate sale as the first one. This one is a Pendleton Jacket. I paid $75 for this. I kind of paid up for it, but it also came with 2 other shirts. One was a Pendleton shirt, and one was a Woolrich shirt, both vintage, like flannels or whatever. But I priced those at 80. I think 80 for one. I think that was for the Pendleton, and $40 for the other ones. Those are still listed on eBay, but this jacket sold for $152. Shipped. That's shipped. So you figure, I think shipping on this was probably about $12 or so. But anyway, so that was a great sale. Number 4, I just listed this because this is a common thing that you can find at estate sales, and it's just an old yearbook. So these sometimes will take a long time to sell, but you can usually pick these up for like 50 cents or $1 or $2. And from what I've found, look for high school ones, maybe avoid the college ones. Don't get those as much. The high school ones seem to do a little bit better, but obviously people are just going to pick these up for a nostalgia reason. Anyway, this one sold for $19. I paid $1 for it. We'll just go to number 5, and that is this hunting pack. So often you can find, if at least you know, in our area, hunting is pretty popular. So you might find somebody's whole collection of hunting gear, clothing, etc. I picked up this pack for $6 at a recent estate sale. It was run by an estate company. They priced it at $6, and I sold it for $47 shipped. All right, so next is this Boy Scouts of America backpack. This one was an estate sale that was through the auction company here in town. And I think this one had a lot of like 3 packs in it. It came out to like $8 a pack, and this one sold for $55. It took a couple, and I think it took a couple months to sell. One of them had already sold previous to that, and I think I might have one more listed still. This next one, this one was also at the auction. I often find and you'll find these at auctions or just regular estate sales, or even you can find them at garage sales sometimes. Somebody just selling an old complete set, or not complete set, but a large set of chinaware or dishes, etc. If the pattern is right, there can be a lot of money there. I will typically take that set and split it up into easier to ship sets, if that makes sense. So I might do, in this case, I had one large serving platter and one large bowl, and they were listed separately along with a lot of other things from that same set. I paid $30 for the whole set, and these 2 pieces alone sold for $92 shipped. But what I'll usually do is I'll put like 4 plates together of the same size, or 8 plates together of the same size, or a certain amount of bowls together the same size, and sell those individually, just because you can bubble wrap in between them and put them in one box, rather than trying to get all these different things in a very heavy with different size shaped pieces into one box. I'll split them up into mini sets and sell them that way. But I've done fairly well with that. We've sold quite a bit of china over the past few years or so. Next one is number 8. This one is probably the biggest profit I've had. This one was for a family-ran estate sale, which, like I said, it can be the best ones. They only wanted $2 for this TV. It sold for $150. So, and I even tested it on site. They plugged it in for me, put in a tape that they had for sale there at the estate sale also, and it looked like it was working fine. So I picked it up for $2. Like I said, sold for $150. So people will buy these for their kids' rooms or RVs or whatever. It's just a small 13-inch VCR TV combo. All right, so number 9, we're getting down to the end here. So number 9 is this set of books, sold for $85. I do fairly well when I find like complete sets of books, whether they be religious in this case, or or whatever, encyclopedia type things. Anyway, just like complete sets seem to do fairly well for me. They are heavy. Shipping is not as cheap as it used to be. Medium mail has gone up quite a bit, but still a great profit. I paid $15 for this set at a family run garage sale type of estate sale, and like I said, sold for $85. So not too bad. And the last one on the list again is electronics. Electronics do really well if you can get them at the right price, obviously. This one was purchased also at the auction, and an estate sale that was done through the auction house here in town. And so I just bid on it online and went and picked it up the next day or whatever when it was time to pick up all my winnings. But I paid $25 for this one. If you can find camcorders, even at garage sales or estate sales anywhere, where it looks like it's all complete, you're not just buying like just the unit, but you're buying like the camcorder and the charger and batteries and a tape and all of that in a case or something, then they're more likely, it's more likely situation that you're going to find them that they're in working condition, and there's nothing wrong with them. So anyway, that was the case with this one. Paid $25, sold it for $115 shipped. So that's it. I just want to show you some of my recent sales. There's also other things that I pick up sometimes if you can find them, if the price is right. Maybe you want to buy old tools or newer tools even. Some of those tools can be very expensive and do well selling online. Maybe old license plates, if you can get to them before, on auction, they tend to go pretty high price these days because a lot of people collect them. But sometimes you'll find some people who passed away had collections of license plates, similar to like they would have collections of hats or something. And so you can pick those up if you can get them cheap. Some of those might sell for $40, $50+ for just one license plate. And then there's other things that a lot of people do that I stray away from a little bit because they just take so much knowledge, or maybe they're too bulky or something to be shipping. So you can look for, if you're interested in like antiques or collectibles or toys or just all kinds of things. Vintage things do very well. People will pay premium for them just because of nostalgia reasons, like maybe they had one when they were a kid or whatever. But anyway, those are my kind of tips or things to look out for at estate sales, or at least that I look out for. In the comments, if you have some things that you typically look for and see all the time and they do well for you in the States, maybe share them with other people if you want. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments below. I will answer any questions that you have. Follow us also on Instagram, Pro Duo Flippers there. If you want to, like, comment, share, subscribe, anything you want to do would be helpful. Anyway, hopefully things are going strong for you in fourth quarter. Ours has been kind of okay so far, so I'm hoping that sales are going to pick up here soon for us. We had a really strong last 2 months, and so maybe that's making it feel like it's not so great this first month of the fourth quarter. But hopefully it picks up. Hopefully it's going well for you. Thanks for watching, guys.